All right, today's dog training tip. Never teach your dog to come from a stay position.
Come. Come.
Now I know that this sounds kind of odd to people. In the dog training world, again, like I've done on other videos recently with my tips, the dog community, when they go for training, is usually having things done backwards or incorrectly altogether. So, when you're going to teach your dog to come, the reason that you don't do it from a stay position, okay, and you are going to learn this anywhere you go getting dog training. The pet store places, any individual trainers, just about everyone has their dog stay, and then from the stay, whether it's a sit or down, there's a come from that position. So, when I go to clients and they've had already dog training, many dog trainers, and they want their obedience tightened up, and we ask them, how's your dog's come? And they go, no, it's not bad. And I go, really? I want to see that, because I know how dog training goes. So they'll go, sit, nope, doesn't count, because if you put him in a sit, it doesn't count as a come if you're going to ask him to come from the sit position. Now, why and what do I mean by this? So, if you ask that same person that just said that, now, will he come to you when he's not in a sit position and he's out running around or doing something else? He'll come? No, generally not. Most never. Right? That's the answer. Right? You're going to get very few dogs without proper training that are very good at the come command no matter what the environment. And that is not through the training they received. That is an individual personality type. Okay? And that is not the norm in the dog training world. So, when you teach sit or down, and then you go come from that position, the dog is learning a sequence of behaviors. So now from those sequences, it becomes one package. So the dog knows when it goes into a sit or it's in a down, now you have their attention. They're in work mode now. And they also know that it's a given that from that sit stay or down stay, you are going to ask them to come from that position. And usually it's a short distance, right? Nothing really long distance. You could, if the dog really knows that game well. But in general, it's not that long of a distance. So the dog already knows the pairing of the behaviors. So he's going to sit or down, and that's when they got their attention to do that command. And then the dog waits, come on, tell me. Because the come always ends up being paired with those two behaviors, right? So it's really not that the dog knows come, it knows the pairing of linked behaviors. The sit, the down, come is always paired to it at the end, so it's one big behavior, a given streak of behaviors that's going to happen. So the dog really doesn't know a come command. That's why I personally have never seen in the 20 years doing this anybody who has learned a sit or a down stay and a come that their dog knows how to come for real. right? So that is the chronic disaster that we have in the training world. If you've gone through training, you know exactly what I'm saying, because it's a rare person who is going to have a real come command done when they go to a training course. All right? So here, in the sequence of videos I'm going to show you right here, these are dogs that we trained, and here just keep an eye because it's all going to be different. I'm just going to show you very short amount of clips, but each one is doing something different. None of them are in stay positions. It's randomness, right? So it could be at any moment. So some of these dogs are sniffing a hole or sniffing something in the ground. You tell them come, right? Some are just hanging out or just standing there strolling around, come.
Layla, come. Come on, good girl. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yeah.
And see that speed? Now you're gonna do it again, Sam, right now.
Come. Good, good.
Right, there you go.
There you go.
And that turned her around.
Lola, come. Come. Good girl. Here. Go. He runs sideways.
Now,
Cody, come. There, good. Come.
Okay, or playing with other dogs. You'll see here.
Let them smell, I guess.
yeah, you let him have a little.
Oh, it's not the same thing. Wham, wham, wham.
Well, because I didn't break them, so.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, no, I know. You're right. Yeah. Funny.
Let's see if we can get his attention.
Well, you can try when the dog loosens up on him. You can try all sorts of stuff. You could try like,
Magnus, come! Good boy. Good boy.
perfect.
Good
There you go.
boy.
Boy, wow,
There
that
you
was
go.
really good.
Good boy.
That was unbelievable.
Good boy.
We expect an immediate response because we've taught the come command from the end. Meaning, we start at the end with the come command, letting them do what they want, and we teach them how to come to us when they're distracted doing something else, not from a stay position. So we have a real come done already from the start. Then, without even practicing, we do the sits and downs, and we'll ask our dogs to come. Like the first one you saw was one of my clients' puppies. And that's a given behavior. We don't even have to practice that. The come is always a given when we do those sits and downs, nothing to practice. When we do, we're just making sure that the dog understands how to get out of the stays with the comes later in the future. So yes, we do want the dogs to do comes from sit stays and down stays. We want them to understand that because they are going to have to do that at some point in life, and maybe often. But it does not create a reality come. So, saying that, I hope that you take that to heart, because if you have never taught your dog to come from around without being in those stay positions, your dog is never going to have a reality or reliable or great come command. And that is why I put out the instructional video on how to teach your dog to come for real. Right? Because very few people in the public you're ever going to see with a great come command, especially when they're distracted or anything is going on. So when I put these videos out, or instructional videos, It's because I'm trying to help the public elevate their dog training games to places they would never, ever, I don't care what trainer they're picking, get those commands advanced in the programs that they're paying for. That is why I put those instructional videos out. So, I hope you enjoyed the tip. Till next time, Richard Heinz, Miami Dog Whisperer.